Hello all my beanie weenies and welcome back to my channel. I am of course Sims Hotdogs and we are here for another exciting episode of The Sims 4 The Traitors.
Ooh, Sakata.
Due to confusion last couple of episodes over the challenge reward, this will not only earn you money towards the jackpot in the end, but it will give you immunity for tonight's murder, not being voted out. Now today we will be having a diving competition, and even though you are divided up into groups, this will be an individual competition where anyone can win at the end. Now, of course, in the middle of me explaining all of this dumb horse has to come over and ruin it. I still don't exactly know what I'm doing with the horses, but, yeah, I really need to lock it up. However, Team 1, why don't you go ahead and make your way over to the bluffs via the secret passage over here in the bushes. Welcome, Sims, to the Bluffs, a secret oasis here in Windenburg with an ancient pool covered in diving boards, where all of you are going to pick one diving board to jump off of, and we're going to rate who does it the best. Now, Team 1 does consist of Eric, Jeb, Naoki, Ted, Gunther, and Megumi. Will all of you please pick a diving board and assume the position? All of you will now begin to attempt to do a beginner's dive. Whoever fails will immediately be out of the competition. Eric and Gunther have failed their dives. Meanwhile, Jeb, Ted, and Megumi passed in flying colors. Naoki has still not dived. However, when he does, he successfully does it, passing on to the next round. While we begin round 2, Gunther and Eric take their seat on the loser's bench. We now move on to the next round. This round requires Sims to do a backflip off the diving board. Immediately, Jeb sort of glitches out. However, Megumi goes and successfully does the backflip, therefore earning herself immunity from tonight's murder. Meanwhile, over on the loser's bench, instead of diving, for some reason Ted and Naoki are just going back and forth, taking turns, sitting at the loser's bench, going over to the diving board, turning back around, sitting down on the bench, and neither of them are actually diving. Therefore, both of them have been eliminated from the competition. Jeb, however, is able to get his stuff together and decides to nervously do a backflip. And he is successful. Therefore, he has also earned immunity for tonight's murder, and both of them have added money to the cash prize. It is now time to bring out group number 2, which is Thorn, Eva, Lily, Sienna, Arnessa, and Ian. And while all of them have made their way over and claimed a diving board as their own, it looks as though not everyone has made it. As we see, Sienna is left behind and does not want to join the competition. In fact, she for some reason refuses to and ends up just leaving the bluffs altogether. Meanwhile, everyone else climbs up on the diving board and attempts to do a normal dive. Not only does Ian belly flop, but Thorn ends up losing his swimming trunks as well, making both of them eliminated from the competition. However, the girls end up picking their own diving board once again and start to begin round 2. And again for round 2, we are trying to see who can do a backflip. However, it looks as though both Arnessa and Lily were too afraid and end up doing a belly flop. While Eva successfully does the backflip, she however loses her swim trunks as well. That does unfortunately mean that no one from Group 2 has earned themselves immunity from the murder tonight or added money to the jackpot. And the last team to arrive at the bluffs are Thee, Dawn, Leah, Salem, Jess, and Grace. After finally getting over the shock of seeing Eva in the nude, all of our Sims take their place at the diving boards. And unfortunately, Leah and Jess both were not able to complete the dive. Therefore, they are out of the competition. Dawn, Thee, Salem, and Grace are now going on to round 2 to see if they can do a backflip. And while Thee does a belly flop, the other 3 remaining are able to successfully do the backflip. Congratulations, Jeb, Megumi, Dawn, Salem, and Grace. All of you have gained immunity for tonight's murder and will be sleeping peacefully through the night. And alongside that, you have gained $5,000 to add to the jackpot. Alongside the $5,000 you earned last week, the total is now up to 10. Everyone, please go back through the secret passage and head back to the Traitors' castle. Back inside the castle, Megumi and Naoki try to have some alone time. They find a bedroom, light a fireplace, and start to get a little romantic. However, they soon come to the realization that in the Traitors' castle, you don't really get alone time. You can't really lock the door. So while they're trying to get all romantic, it looks as though Sienna has other plans as she comes in crying once again and claims one of the beds as her own to cry underneath the covers. Definitely a mood ruiner. Meanwhile, it looks as though Jeb and Grace are having a good time gathering around the hookah.
Oh,
so dork.
hey.
Shazzle. Boomer, Samsung.
But of course, the good times can't last too long, as soon another fire breaks out. I think we have to have a fire at least every other episode. And this time, it's the darn pizza oven. However, thankfully, our Sims quickly gathered around to put the fire out. But it doesn't look as though Lily is too amused about it.
Fluffy hospital.
And while the Sims and the horse panic and gather in the backyard, I thought I would take this time to apologize for taking a whole month in between videos. I did say that my scheduling would be pretty irregular, however, I didn't think it would be like this. But make sure you subscribe and hit the bell and all that stuff. That way you are notified for new episodes. And hopefully the drama that's about to go down in the house is enough to appease you guys. But again, I apologize. However, time has passed, the house is no longer on fire, and some of our Sims have gathered in a bedroom. It looks as though we have Salem, Thorn, Gunther, and Ian has made a couple of drinks as they strategize. During this, it looks as though Salem discovered likes storytelling. So who knows, maybe that's an easier way to get to know Salem and to get him on your side. While he discovers that, most of our Sims are downstairs in the living room, gathered around yet another fire, but hopefully nothing else takes place tonight. It looks as though Naoki has had a few too many drinks, however he is being kind and going around the living room, picking up and cleaning, while everyone else is trying to get to know each other some more. And while Dawn and Thee get to know each other on the love seat in front of the fire, it looks as though right behind them, Ted and Arnessa are starting a game of pool.
Yalim.
Now I gotta say, Megumi is treating the situation with Sienna differently than what I would have expected. Instead of lashing out about interrupting the two of them earlier, she is quick to console her and comfort her once she joins everyone else downstairs. Jeb has escaped the living room and instead is having some alone time in the bathroom, getting to know the trash. As the moon rises and the night falls over the Traitor's castle, all of our Sims slowly but surely make their way into the bedrooms and call it a night.
Zombo Funi.
Oh, Lela!
While some of our Sims wind down by relaxing next to a fire, others are fast asleep pretty quickly. However, it looks as though Jeb is staying up late, back at his normal spot by the bubble blower, except this time he's alongside Leah, while Lily sleeps just a few feet away. And while it might seem warm and cozy and nice and sweet and dreamlike here in the Traitor's castle, it is not the reality. Instead, our Traitors make their way up through the attic into their secret evil tower, where they will decide who will be murdered once again. Now, thanks to the challenge, we know that Jeb, Megumi, Dawn, Salem, and Grace cannot be murdered tonight, but everyone else is fair game. The traitors will vote for who they dislike the most, and that person will be selected to be murdered. Who's it gonna be, and who do you think the traitors are? Let me know down below in the comments. I miss my Beanie Weenies. I hope to be posting regularly again soon, and stay tuned for the next episode where you can find out who the traitors murdered. And not only that, but all of our Sims gather once again around the square table where they vote another Sim out of the house. See you next time on The Sims 4: The Traitors.